then the Shankaracharya will come out clean, and therefore, consequently, why should we be agitated? I don't say that Shankaracharya should not, no case should be filed against Shankaracharya by any government, of course. I'm not saying that. But look at the way it was done. The Shankaracharya was arrested in Andhra, in Mehboob Nagar, on the night of Diwali. There was no need for him to be arrested on the night of Diwali. He was then put in a bus, ordinary police bus, driven to all the way to Hyderabad, and then put on some plane, some chartered plane, and brought to Kanchipuram, brought to Madras, and then driven again to Kanchipuram, and presented before the Sessions Court at 4 a.m. in the morning. What was the need to do that? They could have done it after, they could have done it or before, because the murder took place on the 3rd of September, the arrest took place on the 11th of November. Why was it the time for Diwali? And that too this way. Now, that not only that, if you wanted to arrest him, there was no, for what are you arresting him? He is not being convicted of anything. You are arresting because you have considered him a suspect in a case. You want to seek some evidence. So, why can't you put him in a guest house and ask him these questions? We have that tradition in our law. The law permits that. For example, Sheikh Abdullah, when he was arrested on a charge of treason, he was not put in a jail. He was kept in a guest house in Delhi, and later on he was taken to Kodaikanal and kept in one of the best houses that Kodaikanal has. Moraji Desai and Jayaprakash Narayan were arrested under Misa. They were not put in jail, they were kept in dark bungalows, depriving him of his liberty before he is convicted. And therefore, if that person is prominent, if that person cannot disappear, if that person cannot assume a new identity, then you must not arrest him. You must only require that he appears before the investigating authorities whenever they call him. Now, Shankaracharya of Kanchi cannot disappear. He cannot get a new name. He is a person who is known, whose face is known all over the country. And therefore, your arresting him the idea was not due process of law, but the idea was to denigrate the institution and make the Hindus feel that one of their most respected sadhus is in fact nothing but a common criminal long before he is convicted. Now, I am not saying that this case is a bogus case. It is stated by the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court asked the Tamil Nadu police, tell us what the evidence you have so far. First they said, Shankaracharya gave 40 lakh rupees to murderers, to those who went into the murder. And these 40 lakhs were withdrawn from a nationalized bank. Well, the defense lawyers produced a letter from the bank saying that no such money was drawn from any of the 183 banks, bank accounts which the Shankara Mutt has all over the country. So then they had to change their stand. Actually that cash was for a sale of a land property, and that cash was kept without putting in a bank, in the bank, and therefore out of this money they paid the assassins. Well, the manager of the Kanchi Mutt, his name is Sundaresh Iyer, he produced the counterfoil to show that when that money came, and that money came before the murder, he had already deposited the next day in the bank. And the bank also confirmed, the ICICI bank confirmed that yes, indeed, this deposit was made. So in anger, Ms. Jayalalitha put a narcotics case on Sundaresh Iyer. He was a pious man, he's a gold medalist, was a Reserve Bank officer before retiring and taking full-time job as a manager of the Kanchi Mutt. And she put him in a Gunda Act, in a narcotics case act, in jail. So the Supreme Court made fun of this. Said, where is the record? And you have made this with such flimsy grounds. Do it. Now that's an area of speculation. But is the central government not implicated? And they have managed to defeat. I think the whole thing will change. Unfortunately, what's happened is that the BJP, which united the Hindu mind on the Ram Janmabhoomi issue and rose from 2 MPs to 182 MPs and got hold of the central government, didn't remain true to that agenda. And so there has been a backlash. But in the future, if Hindus agree to get mobilized, then nobody will be worried to appease. Today, people take Hindus for granted and do the appeasement so that the Muslims and Christians will en bloc vote for them. And the day the Hindus become en bloc and say on these fundamentals you have to agree with us, otherwise we are going to vote against you and vote for somebody else who will agree with us, then I think this appeasement